Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and I'm here with my brother Eric.
What is up, everybody? We are here with a different type of episode, actually.
Yes.
We have wrapped Stranger Things, and so with that, we've got a few episodes here just to kind of talk about it without doing like a point-by-point rundown because we're all out of episodes.
Oh my god. I'm a bit sad about this and kind of in denial, I think. It's weird. We've been talking about this show for so long now, and now it's over. And yeah, we need these wrap-up episodes for each other.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
like it can't just be over, right?
No, listen, I think
yeah.
there are just things that it's nice to talk about the series as a whole after watching the whole thing again for a second time or a third or fourth time. Like, what do you really think about now that we've gotten to the end? We have to have a reflection point. So I will say there are so many things that we want to be able to reflect back on with this show that we've broken this up into multiple episodes. So there are 2 wrap-up episodes coming for Stranger Things over the next week or so.
Yep. Nice.
I suppose there's no need to go back and talk about what we've already seen. We've seen the whole thing. Yeah. It's all out there. So before we dive into this, let me just please ask you all, if you like what we're doing here, if you could give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you are finding us on our Patreon at We Run on Reruns, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for finding us there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Amanda, did you have anything else you want to jump into before we go into what I've titled 3 burning questions?
No, I mean, usually this is where I would, just give a recap of where we left things off. But, we closed out the season, I would say, at the end of the final season, we were just left to ask ourselves if we also believe Mike's story. Do you believe the Mage 11 is still out there?
I do.
And I do.
Listen, I want to.
Yes.
I in my heart, I know that it's not true, but I don't care. I want to believe it.
I don't know. I feel like I like that they left that open-ended.
I do too.
I think you could see it. Like, I think you can legitimately believe it either way. I don't think it's completely fantastical to believe.
Let's say this in part
the
of
story is
this whole planning for this wrap-up episode. You and I both spent a little bit of time on Reddit. We spent some time using Gemini. We spent some time scouring the internet and doing what we could to kind of grab the overall feel. And I will say, I know this much. I know you and I both are more positive about the end of Stranger Things than most.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like the internet community is still mad about the end of Stranger Things. And I'm just not that upset about it.
I found a mixed bag, really. There's a lot of critique. I mean, listen, why, I guess for some of it, why would you make a recording if you didn't at least have some questions? You know what I mean? Or like have some, like wanted to have some dialogue about it. Usually there's critique that goes along with that. If you're just going to say, hey, I love it, it's great. But I did see those too. Like I saw one video of this girl literally just bawling her eyes out, being like, I can't believe it's over. Like she was just like so hysterical and just loved it so much. It was also kind of great.
I saw a number of people who were complaining that we're here at the summer now and there's no Stranger Things, and without Stranger Things in the summer, it just doesn't feel right. And
that's right.
There are a lot of critiques out there that way where we're wishing there was more Stranger Things, and it's disappointing that it doesn't exist in that way anymore. But I will say, I did see just an overwhelming amount. And of course, sometimes, it's just misleading. It's the vocal minority that is out there, yelling from the mountaintops about what they didn't like. And, I don't know. I feel like it was it was pretty based. I feel like the people who were mad had decent reasons to be mad. I don't know that I'm just as mad about those things.
Yeah. You know what, Eric? I feel like also in social media, there's something with the algorithm that brings the negativity to the top.
No doubt.
The ones that fuel your anger are always sitting at the top. And
no doubt.
Like it's just a thing. And I don't know what that's about, but the rage bait or whatever is a real thing, and it's alive and well. So that just might be part of it, is that those are the things that just get more clicks and they're rising to the top, and that's what you see. And like you said, it makes it seem like there's this I don't know, this bias toward the negativity, but it might not actually be the case.
Well, let's put it this way. We've got 3 burning questions that I feel like we were able to cultivate from what we have found a lot of people to be either mad about or, felt like it was unanswered. And so we've got 3 today. We've got 3 for our next episode as well. But the first one here is, where did the upside down monsters disappear to?
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that, Amanda?
Well, Eric, I'm not going to lie. My first thoughts when I first watched this through, not this rewatch, but the very first time, I remember seeing that question from someone else, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to lie. It did not initially dawn on me because I was so like into the Vecna of it all and the Mind Flayer and the kids being like, trying to battle the giant monster, the Mind Flayer, that it's like, oh yeah, like why didn't he like pull out all of his resources and use them? It's a valid question that after it's put out there, it's like, yeah, that does seem like a strange choice. Like if he is all knowing and has these psychic abilities, knew they were gonna come and attack him, why wouldn't he have just prepared better? Why wouldn't he have used everything that he had? And some of the responses out there, like one of the answers that I found was because Vecna never expected the assault. He did not deploy the Demogorgons to his base just because he didn't see it. And that to me doesn't really stack
I don't like
up
that.
as a...
Yeah, I don't like that answer. I think that's a weak answer. I will say it never dawned on me because I think there's 2 parts to this, and people have argued 2 different things, and I don't agree with the one. Like the first one, which is where did all these monsters go to, and everybody is upset that in that final battle sequence, none of these bats and demogorgons and whatnot were running around. Well, my response to that is they're not in the Upside Down anymore. This is the Abyss.
Yeah, they're in the Abyss.
This is a new thing. This is a new plane that these things were not part of. So
we've never seen them there.
So to me, my thoughts on like where were the Upside Down monsters, when people argue that, that's my response. Now, I did see a couple people arguing, no, it's not about that. It's about how come these kids were able to just kind of waltz through the Upside Down and get to the radio and like climb the tower and there were no problems whatsoever. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I hear that.
That's more valid. Yep.
I hear that response. I don't have a response to that. And I mean, the idea was always, as they were going through, that if they stepped on a vine, that everything in the hive knew where they were, and maybe they were better at maneuvering these things at this point. I don't know.
Or
I mean, they've now built an entire military base in the Upside Down. So, like, what's going on?
Maybe he was so focused on moving the worlds together and he was like in that state with the kids, like, and had to use so much of his energy that he couldn't focus on what the group was doing at the same time. Like, I don't know the limits to his powers. Like, that wasn't fully fleshed out. So I don't know. I did see something on Reddit that sort of along those same lines that I enjoyed. It said that because that the Demogorgons and the other monsters, basically all the energy that goes into creating them, like that had to just be redirected into the hive mind body to increase Vecna and the Mind Flayer's power. So it's almost like all of his resources were just like fully invested into that one mission of moving the worlds, like getting all that energy together. So that was kind of the reasoning behind that. I don't know. I appreciated that a little bit more.
I feel like that's a reasonable response too, but you know, how easy would it have been to have shown Vecna like snap back all the kids' heads at the dining table and then like just watch like the bats and the Demogorgons come
kind
to
of
the
fall.
just like fall to the ground because he's like that would have taken one scene to showcase that.
Right. Yeah, that's I think that would have gone a long way.
4-second scene would have gone a long way if that was the and I can buy that. I can buy that answer. But yeah, this was definitely something that a lot of people were certainly asking about. And so let me go on to the next one here, which is something that we have already mentioned, by the way. How did the kids actually get out of Dr. K's military grasp after 11 disappears at the end?
Yeah.
And
right.
This just seems like a very difficult answer to possibly come up with. Like, I can't defend this, and I don't intend to defend this one at all.
No.
These people all should have been like locked away in a military prison, never to be seen again. I mean, that's just it.
It because the fact that this group had killed several of their men too, it like no retaliation, like no consequences, nothing for that.
To be fair, 11 killed most of them, but
true.
Nancy killed a couple of them.
Nancy popped off. All right, that girl went nuts. Yeah, she but in a good way.
Hopper killed
thank
a
God,
few.
Nancy. Yeah, but it's I mean, one of the responses I saw that with 11 dead, the military had little to gain by detaining the rest of the group. Okay,
yes.
They don't care that they have little to gain. Okay, but they still would have. And the major public arrest would only expose their controversial experiments.
Listen.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yes. You're not wrong, right? Whoever put that out there. Like, if 11 is dead, the military has nothing to gain by just holding these people, except here's what they do gain. They get to gain, like, control of the narrative, right? There's no way they're just going to let all these people walk out and tell the story that they want to tell so that everybody hears this whole thing. That's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm. There was also a comment about the rescued kids and that the military had also taken custody of other rescued lab children, all of whom corroborated the party's story. Detaining them indefinitely would have sparked public outrage.
Military doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
I just
outrage.
don't. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, right. And then the last piece was the project termination. So the Upside Down Crisis resolved. With the Upside Down Crisis resolved, the entire operation was shut down, meaning officials had no desire to trigger a deeper investigation by keeping the kids imprisoned.
I mean, I agree, but
so it just kind of fizzled out.
Like the idea that the project is now dead in the water.
Right.
Does not, though, just me like I just, you know,
right.
You don't just see like a hostage taker just, oh, okay, well, you can have all the hostages, it's fine. Like that doesn't happen. And so the military is holding all these people imprisoned, and they've now got all of our main characters like pinned down, and they're just gonna be like, well, she's gone.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no. Now, that being said,
Yeah.
the first time I watched the episode, I didn't even blink at it. Not going to lie. I was more excited about like, oh, well, where did all these people end up? And that's my favorite part of a finale, which I know is not everybody's favorite part. But the idea, though, that they just all got let go is wild.
Yeah, they should have at least had a little summary of explaining that away. Even if it was far-fetched, like I feel like at least addressing it would have been good. You know, like it was a huge loose end to me. I do agree with the criticisms there. Yes. It's a lot. Yeah.
Now, like I'll say this. One of the questions that was not brought up, that I'm not bringing up, that was on my list here, was like, what happened to Dr. Owens? And how easy would it have been to have Dr. Owens fly in and take over this situation? Like a really short cameo. Like, and everyone would have been like, yeah, he's over Dr. K in this situation.
Okay,
he's going to shut down the project. Done.
Yeah.
No problem.
Done.
But they didn't.
Eric,
instead, the last time they had Dr. Owens, he's like chained to a pipe at in Nevada somewhere, and we never see him again. And so there was some outrage about how Dr. Owens like never appears at any point, and we will talk about him. He's on something else we're going to do here in a little bit. But I thought that was
a huge character.
He was
a little bit dirty there.
He was, and there's definitely an opportunity to do that. So I guess let me take that and then transition into this. You know, what happened to some of the characters? And we can include Dr. Owens in this since it's been brought up. But I had name checked for this people like Vicky, Murray, Erica, Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
Like they feel like there were a lot of people that feel like these people never really got the write-off that the other characters got.
Yeah, it's listen, this cast of characters was massive, right? I think that was part of their main challenge, I would say, with trying to tie up all these loose ends. They had so many details between character storylines that people got invested in and all these details within the plot itself, closing it all out. I'm sure that just posed so many challenges. And with that, like I know there were a lot of unhappy people with how Erica's story ended. You know, we did see her in the finale, you know, a few times, and she set off the confetti at the graduation. That's really the last that we saw of her.
And Murray was also in attendance at the graduation, somewhat randomly, to be honest. But that's kind of all we saw of both of them. And I think there's probably less outrage about Vicky and Mr. Clark and more about Murray and Erica. But that, I guess I would say Murray and Erica, while they had moments that they certainly were crucial to the plot, they were also never really connected to the main core of the story.
That's not I disagree with that. I mean Murray, like, he was the reason why they succeeded in a lot of
no.
Erica
hold on. I guess maybe I'm misphrasing.
Okay.
They were both part of the main pieces of the plot, right? They're part of the story, but I guess they're not really part of our I mean, we have 11 to 12 other characters that we've cared about for a very long time. And these guys are never part of the inside circle. They never were.
Yeah, I don't know, because they knew everything though. So like, what defines the inside circle to you? Because they had all the information. They were If
I
it's
don't
like,
disagree. They had all the information. At the end of the thing, Mr. Clark had all the information too, it seemed like. Listen,
well,
like Murray and
yeah.
Erica are like your top build, like supporting cast.
I mean,
That's what
Murray
I'm
even
gonna
went
say.
to Russia, for God's sake.
I know he did. Listen,
Murray,
Erica was
I
crawling
would
through
say-
vents. Like they both
It's true.
had huge moments, and I think on both fronts they are fan favorites in some areas. But I also think that they just, I mean, listen, when I broke down the tier list of main characters, which we're going to do, and side characters, both of them end up in the main character bucket because they were in so many episodes. But they're at the bottom of the main character bucket because they still were not in at least 20 more episodes than everybody else.
I hear what you're saying for sure. It's like they weren't the original group, and they were outside of the, I guess, the immediate, well, Erica obviously was in the immediate family technically, but she was outside, I think, of that original core group. So if you look at that, I get it. But yeah, both still really important characters. And out of these four with Vicky, Murray, Erica, and Mr. Clark, obviously, like you're saying, Murray and Erica are the two, bigger characters. Vicky, it's like, okay, it would have been, I guess, maybe interesting to see what happened, but I don't really care. I mean, and Mr. Clark, I'm just more disappointed that Mr. Clark wasn't brought into the fold earlier. I think that could have actually been really interesting and kind of cool to had like the original nerd, right? The guy who taught our nerds like what was up. Just brought into it. I think that would have been kind of neat. So,
and I guess this is my other thing. Someone like Max was introduced to the group and became part of the group. Someone like Robin was introduced to the group and became like part of the group. Murray he was like their outside man, especially in season 5.
Murray was the wild card.
Yeah. And Erica was like the helper that they needed when they really needed to get somebody extra. You know what I mean? Like these were not core group people, and listen, I love both of them. Some of my favorite moments specifically are Murray's.
Yes, same. He just brought such good comic relief too in a lot of those moments. It's like, yes, I just loved what he brought to the show. Oh man, awesome. And Erica too, she like really was like infuriating, I feel like at some points, but in a really great way. Love the dynamic with her and Lucas. So yeah, they both added a lot, but I hear what you're saying.
As for the like what happened to some characters question, I guess I'm just not worried about it. Like I needed to know what happened to the core group of boys, Dustin, Will, Lucas, Mike. I needed to know what happened to 11, what happened to Max, Jonathan, Nancy, Steve, Robin, Joyce Hopper. I need to know what happens to all these people. And yet, I just, if Murray doesn't get his own like swan song right off, I'm just okay with that. Like
I'm glad he survived, and that's enough. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they didn't kill him off. He like was really like a core part of how they made it through this whole disaster. I would say they gave Murray a way more satisfying finale than Erica, though. Like Erica hardly played a part in the finale, really. I could understand almost why fans would be a little bit more upset about her finale over Murray's, because Murray at least still had like, Murray exploding the helicopter and you know what I mean? And being part of the group that came through the gate and had to encounter Dr. K when 11 exploded the whole, when she was part of or not part of the explosion in the Upside Down. So
I saw a few people arguing that Murray should have had a really funny death, like that you could have killed him off and made it a funny way to go. And while that's true, you could have done that. I'm glad he doesn't, and I'm glad he gets like a hero moment of blowing the helicopter up. I think that was great.
I hear what, I could almost envision though him going out like bomb strapped to himself style and like hurling himself into something just to like end it all because that was the only way, but also have him like cackling as he's doing it. I could totally see that. I'm glad that they let him live though.
Me too.
Because I'm not part of the group that's like people needed to die. Like I'm okay with it. I think there was a lot of that out there too. So.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of like, how come nobody died in this episode? And I mean,
they
quickly
they did tease it a lot. They tease it a lot.
They teased it a lot, but I think people, I don't know that they teased it as much as just people in general on social media were like, who's gonna die? Like someone's gotta die, and it's like, do they? Like. And I did like listening to the Duffer Brothers talk about how this isn't Game of Thrones, and this is ultimately a show about kids who wanted to play a game in Dungeons and Dragons and kind of brought it to life. And it's like, you don't have to kill off everybody just to make it a good action show. You didn't. They killed off plenty of people. You didn't have to kill any of the main characters, although I definitely could have seen moments where it would have been fine, and I would have been okay with some of these people dying along the way, but these are the decisions that were made, and I don't hate them. I'm okay with this, with everybody surviving.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. Agreed. Okay, Eric, so now you had a bracket that you wanted to go over. Is that the next?
We can do the bracket next. Absolutely.
All right.
So
I know you're super. This is your wheelhouse. So.
I did come up with a few of these, post game activities here, and so the bracket is really for Amanda. This is going to be kind of a March Madness bracket style bracket of top moments. Okay, so these are cultivated through the interwebs of some of the best moments that happened in all of Stranger Things, the entire series. Okay, and Amanda, you're going to basically operate through this bracket, picking your favorite of the two to get to the final, like, best moment in Stranger Things. Okay.
So you're going to be throwing them out there for me. And
I'm going to put them out there for you. Yeah. And you've just got to pick. Okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
So the first matchup, these are not easy. There are 16. Okay.
Okay.
The first matchup is like the scene with Joyce and the Christmas lights.
Okay.
Or just the opening scene altogether where Will disappears, like in the shed.
Oh, God.
These would be what I would consider the top 16 moments based on the internet / myself.
I'm going to go with shed scene. Like, I loved that. I really, man.
You know, I didn't expect that.
Will, no? Okay. Well,
I expected you to go Christmas lights.
Yeah, I'm full of surprises. I do like the Christmas lights for sure. It's iconic.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But love that with the little Will. Oh my God, the poor innocent baby Will in the shed, and you just had no idea what was going on because that moment was just pivotal to the entire show. It was incredible.
I agree.
And I loved it even more on the rewatch. I'm like, that was badass.
It set the whole thing in motion.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. So now the next matchup would be Hopper reads the 3 inches letter from 11.
Okay.
Or
right. Yep.
Right, when it is a very emotional letter versus Will becomes a sorcerer.
Oh, no doubt. Will becomes a sorcerer is for me. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I figured you might go that way.
Yeah.
So now we have Max escapes Vecna, like for the first time. She's up at the grave, being elevated up there, and she's running through trying to get out, and she's able to kind of hear the music and make her way out and escape Vecna, versus Dustin and Susie and the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, very two different vibes here.
Yes.
Two very different vibes, rather. Okay. I gotta say, I'm going with the Never-Ending Story. I love that moment so much. It's so good. And you know what? Justice for Susie. Whatever happened to poor little Susie?
What happened to Susie? She didn't even make our tier list that we're going to do here. She wasn't in enough episodes.
Poor shame.
Okay. Now we've got some fan favorites here, head to head. Okay. We have Eddie's guitar solo, right, in the Upside Down.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Barb's death in the pool.
Oh, you're going to make me pick?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I am.
Oh, my God. Oh, poor Barb. Man. But Eddie on the roof, that was badass. Oh, it's like, do you go with the badass moment or just like, I got to go with Barb in the pool.
Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe it.
I love Barb is amazing. I loved the season with Barb, like her, because that pool scene, that pool scene was great. I feel like similar to Will in the shed, that pool scene was just huge for the series. As much as I love Eddie, and that scene is also just amazing. Barb in the pool, though, that was like one of the scarier Demogorgon scenes, I would have to say. I don't know. In my opinion, that scene was terrifying.
Hey, you're listening to this? Leave it in the comments. All right. People, she's already eliminated the Christmas lights scene and now Eddie rocking out on top.
Eliminating them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're done now.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
next.
God. Okay.
Next we have Eleven's van flip.
Okay.
Right? We know what we're talking about. They're riding bikes. The vans are coming at them.
Oh,
she flips the van for the first time.
Yep.
Versus another 11 scene, her at the gate in the final episode, where basically sacrificing herself.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm making it hard.
Yeah, that's because that van flip is really great. I think the van flip scene wins. I think like as they stand up just scene for scene, like that was just so amazing.
It was very iconic, and it was a moment that you went, "Oh, she can do that," you know?
Yes. Cuz on its own it's like, yeah, I mean where she disappears. Yeah, I don't need to see that. Like cuz first of all, it's not even her, it's an illusion. So.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Now I've got like a little miniature like mom's bracket here. We've got the Demogorgon taking Holly with, Karen Wheeler doing her wine bottle attack.
Oh.
Or Joyce with the axe.
Oh, that's just mean. Making me these are two. Oh, I don't even know. Oh my God, because you know that I love that final moment with Joyce.
I do.
You picked the wrong family. Oh, I don't know. Let me think. So Karen with that wine bottle though. That was like that scene. Listen. I love the moment with Joyce, but that scene with Karen, it wins. It is just crazy. The amount of blood and her on the floor and just her going head to head with like because it's one thing where it's like Vecna, it was so satisfying to see her take that final blow, but her Karen going face to face with the Demogorgon. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know if I could do it. So I just give Karen all the props in the world for that. That was crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so now the next matchup is our matchup here with Bob's death at the Department of Energy shocking moment, getting attacked by the
Yes.
Demogorgon.
Oh my god.
And also the Henry is one reveal.
Oh man. Love Bob Newby, but finding out that Henry is one, it's hard to even stack. I got to go with Henry. Yeah, I love the Henry storyline and that whole. It has to win.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
And so now the last one, we have the one last game, the final scene from the entire series with the boys and Max playing D&D for the last time, where Mike tells the story about 11.
Yes.
This is up against Billy basically realizing that he can control this and turning to fight the Mind Flayer at the Starcourt Mall at the very end of that season.
That's a great moment too. Yeah, those are, oh man. I am a huge fan though of the Mage story. I got to go with Mike's Mage story because I feel like I would not have been as psyched on the finale without that final piece being given to us. So that I've got to go with that.
All right, so now we move. We go into the second round here.
Okay.
And so now you have selected these matchups. This is now the opening scene where Will disappears and and tries to fight in the shed versus Will becoming a sorcerer.
Oh. I love Will becoming a sorcerer. I have to go with that. That's one of my, I love that moment in the series. Amazing.
Okay, so how about now the never-ending story against Barb's death in the pool?
Oh. Totally different vibes, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
To
be fair, I had this lined up, so thinking that it would be the never-ending story against Eddie's like guitar solo to like music moments, but you hey, listen, yeah, you changed it on me.
I love the silliness. I'm going with the never-ending story. Still
yeah,
love it.
are.
I love that. I know we talked about it a lot when we watched that rewatch, but it's like having them sing that song with like the monsters chasing after them in the street is just hilarious and a great moment. I love the hilarious moments of such a dark show. So yes, sticking with that.
I think that's a great call. We then go on to the van flip versus Holly being taken by the Demogorgon.
I'm sticking with the Holly scene. I love that
Ooh,
scene. Yeah,
okay.
That is one of my favorite scenes in the series. Like, it was so well done, so incredible. Yeah.
And so now we're left with our final matchup here, which is Henry revealed as one versus the one last game final moment.
Oh man. Okay, here I have to go with Henry because I love the Henry storyline. So yeah. Yep.
Okay. So just for those of us playing at home, the final four that Amanda has come up with is Will becoming a sorcerer, the never-ending story, Holly being taken by the Demogorgon, and Henry becoming one as the final four, the top 4 episodes. And so we will put them head to head. Will being a sorcerer, or becoming a sorcerer rather, versus Susie and Dustin's never-ending story. What do you like?
I'm sticking with Will.
Yeah.
That's I gotta.
Never-ending story had to go at some point.
Yeah.
All right, and now Holly being taken or the Henry is one reveal.
Gotta go. I'm going with Holly. Sticking with the Holly scene. I just yeah.
Did not expect that, by the way. Thought you would go with Henry.
Okay.
But now we're down. The best moment in all of Stranger Things is it Will becoming a sorcerer, or is it Holly being taken with Karen Wheeler's wine bottle attack?
I'm sticking with Will. Will, that moment, I literally screamed out loud, like, yes, when that happened. It's like, finally Will like gets his time. Like, this is all paying off for that kid he's been just taken advantage of this entire series. So good. It needed to happen. But I also didn't see it coming. So that's why it was so great. Yeah.
No, I didn't either. And I will say this, I think you have the ultimate winner right. I do think that Will becoming the sorcerer is probably the best moment in Stranger Things, which is why I think so many people are bothered in season 5, not from the first 4 episodes, but just from the last, how it ended, because people were hyped after that Will became the sorcerer end.
Yes. It
if you could go back in time and like capture social media at that moment, people were on board.
That's why, it was so hard to, I think, keep that momentum. So then the episodes that came after, agreed. It was just, I think, a letdown for that reason too. People were like, what's happening? Now we have these kind of dips. Yeah.
Well, and they've always done the rise and the fall and the rise and the fall, and like it just kind of dipped weird, I think, is what a lot of people have an issue with. I will say, personally, not that I'm doing the bracket, I probably would have had Eddie on the guitar solo get a little farther.
Okay.
I don't know that I would have had this Holly scene going nearly as far as you did. I probably would have had Will becomes the sorcerer versus Henry becomes one.
Yeah.
And then, because I think I would have picked the Van Flip moment over Holly. But
okay.
But a lot of this, I think I can agree with a lot of your choices here. I think the toughest first round matchup here was Neverending Story versus Max escaping from Vecna.
Right. That, because the Max scene was great too. Yeah, and it's like, depending on your mood, you could go either way with these. I mean, these are all amazing moments that you picked, and that's the thing with Stranger Things. I mean, we're both big fans. There's really nothing wrong. A lot of these scenes, it's just like, what's your preference? But I don't think you could cut out really any of those moments and still have a successful show, you know? So it's really just, do you tend to like more of like the comedic moments, or like the super gory moments, the really crazy, or like the like satisfying, like that needed to happen, sort of like the Will moment, or even the Eddie on the rooftop. Like it didn't necessarily, you almost could have taken that out of the episode, but it just wouldn't have had the same vibe. So it's
sure,
it was great.
There were some other moments also, by the way, in consideration here. Obviously I had both Will and Robin like in their coming out moments, where Robin was coming out to Steve and Will came out to the whole gang. Those are big moments from the show. I also had Steve doing the like come back in with the baseball bat in season 1, like helping to fight the Demogorgon back. I felt like there were a lot fewer moments from season 3. So I had at one point like the Max and 11 fashion show sequence, which I really liked. I also had some stuff with Alexi. Where he kind of gets forgotten, I feel like, in the whole group. But it is what it is.
Yeah, or it's like certain Lucas badass moments, like him like battling off Jason in the attic, like oh my gosh. Or
I had that. I also had Lucas with the slingshot because I know you like that one.
Oh, I love Lucas with the slingshot in the very first season.
I think I opted to put Barb in instead of Lucas with the slingshot.
Yeah. Yep. Lucas had some great moments. They all did, man.
Well,
you didn't have any Dustin moments in there either.
No, but I tried to mix it up and get a lot of different people, but at the same time, I also wanted some like iconic moments, and I was actually torn on including the Will opening scene because it's not really like that crazy a scene, but it does set the whole show in motion.
Oh yeah,
and so it's very memorable, I think, in that regard. And I could have picked some of the Dustin stuff or some of the Lucas stuff, but I ended up kind of just going in other directions. There's so many.
Hey, we could have gone on.
Listen, I could have done 64 teams, but I feel like as it is, 16 was fine.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so in this portion, we're going to talk about the side characters and how we rate them, right?
Yes, we're going to try tier list these side characters out. And so just to be clear, I went through basically the IMDb episode count. And since we can't do every side character ever, I tried to make it balanced. So we have 14 main characters who we will tier list in our next episode. So I kept it to 14 in this one as well. And as such, I actually pulled 14 characters that were in at least 8 episodes. Now, one of them today is Karen Wheeler. She was in way more than 8 episodes, but she was also a bit character for a lot of those episodes. So instead of putting her with the main characters, I felt it was better to put her with the side characters.
Yeah, I get that. Yep.
Everybody else here had at least 8. So there were some like favorites, like I just mentioned, Alexei, right? He was one. Yuri was another one who had a lot of like good moments, but they both did not have enough episodes. So we are looking at this list. I'll run the whole thing down for you. It is Barb, Papa, Holly, Vicky, Eddie, Argyle, Collie, Dr. K, Bob, Mr. Clark, Dr. Owens, Billy, Ted Wheeler, and Karen Wheeler. And so we're going to try to put these people on their tier list, either S tier being the highest tier, and then A, B, C, D, and F. And I will say, Amanda, I know I said to you, I hate it when people do tier lists and then don't put people on a tier. Like, it's these 14, let's put them in order. Someone's got to be the bottom and somebody's got to be the top. And that's just how it works.
Oh, we don't want a blank tier is what you're saying.
No. Listen, someone's going to be in the F tier. Like, just putting everybody in the B tier, to me, does not actually rank them. That's silly. Like, have some conviction.
That's right. Well, I think you and I usually have conviction, so we can figure this out.
So let's go in order here. We're going to start with Barb.
Yes.
Now, we've got this up on a spreadsheet between us. I know you guys can't see what we're doing, not yet anyway, but we'll get this screenshotted or put out there so that we can put it on some of our YouTube shorts if that's something that people are interested in. If not, it is what it is, but we'll go with this. Barb. Amanda, where do you think? You can see where my box is. I'm thinking B to C area.
I love Barb.
I know.
But she also, she was not in it for like really a significant amount of time. And then her character didn't continue to play a role throughout the series. So I would say either B or C. What are you thinking, Eric?
I'm happy just putting her right here in the C tier for now. We can
move
always move these people around as necessary. But you're right. She just wasn't in enough. And in all honesty, like, I did this based on episode count. I think a number of those episodes, she was just dead.
Yeah. She
like,
was definitely
they
dead.
showed her back in not being alive. And so I don't know that she had 8 full episodes of speaking time.
I think we did see her more dead than alive, really. Think back. Maybe.
Close.
It was close.
I mean, what episode
Maybe
did she
an
die
even
in?
split.
Episode 3?
It was early on. Yeah,
was
I'd
2
have
or
to look
3?
back, but it definitely was not 2. It was maybe it was 3. Yeah. So then we have Papa.
Yeah.
I would say, listen, Papa was huge in this
as a
storyline.
character, not that you liked him or you didn't like him, but
no,
you know,
this isn't about like,
yeah,
I would say Papa's A.
I think so too.
Right?
I think Papa is an A tier character. I'm just
love
gonna
that they
drop them
brought him
all in
back.
first. They
I
brought
love
him
that-
back.
Yeah, and he was huge to the 11 storyline. I mean, it was Dr. Brenner. It was still his whole lab that got this whole train going. So I don't know. Yeah, Papa's he's going up there.
I think he's A tier for sure. I just think he was so critical to everything that 11 needed to be. Mm-hmm. And for all the things that Stranger Things did not do, I think going back and showing like 11 in her memories at, Papa's, lab, if you will, with the rainbow room and him trying to teach them all. Like, I think that was huge for her story.
Yeah. All right.
We got Holly next.
I know. I really like Holly. I know there's a lot of, and that's, I think, one of our questions for next week is like,
it is one of our
Holly's
questions that
storyline.
we'll talk about next week
I'm
about
excited
Holly.
I'm excited to talk about that because I think that there's mixed feelings. I'm a big Holly fan. Love the storyline. But I feel like as far as Eric, what are your thoughts first? Why don't you take the lead on this one?
I posed the question next week that we're going to talk about, which is like Holly being a main part of season 5, and we'll talk all about that. But I think Holly as a character is a pretty decent character. Holly's role in season 5 is what I think bothers people, including myself a little bit. But taking that out of it, her as a character, I think is, B tier, end of A tier. Like, I don't think she's as big as Papa.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, if we're thinking about Papa being A tier, I think B makes sense. Above Barb. Sorry, Barb. But, yeah.
Well, yeah. Barb's only C tier because we like her.
Love
like,
Barb.
if we didn't like Barb as much, she'd be a lot lower. She didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
All right, but what about Vicky? Vicky's next. Where do you want to put Vicky on this thing?
I could have honestly done without Vicky.
Totally agree.
I'm putting Vicky in the F tier. She was fine, but
oh man, okay, I'll put her down here.
I don't really. Yeah, she lifted right out.
I will put her in F tier. I will agree to that. I think she might be more D tier than F tier, but I will put her there for now.
Okay.
Next person on our list here is Eddie. I'm just going to type him right into S tier.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody got a problem putting Eddie at the top of the list?
Love Eddie.
Who doesn't like Eddie?
We all wanted him to come back in the finale. He was with us in spirit.
There were so many people trying to come up with reasonable ways that they could bring Eddie back for season 5.
I know.
And I'm like, listen, I hear that, but also just don't. Just don't.
Just
don't,
leave it.
Just leave it be. Let his character be what it was. It was amazing and everybody loved it. And you know what? Like, if you force it back in, it could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Because
Like, you could ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie is going right to the tippity top of this bad boy. But this one I think is questionable. Where do you want to put Argyle?
Argyle was great. He was funny. Definitely gave like an interesting, more comedic, obviously, vibe.
For sure.
Thank God he's the only part that made like Jonathan's character, like, I feel like we just wouldn't have been able to stand Jonathan in that season without his counterpart Argyle. Because Jonathan just got unbearable at different points, but for me. Argyle, though, I guess I'll put him in C with Barb, I think. Or it's like you could convince me he's with B, but does he stack up with Holly? I don't know. It seems weird. So maybe I feel like Barb.
Okay. I will agree to C for now. I might even consider him D, but I think Argyle as a whole is fine. I hate that Jonathan's character decided to just become a stoner for that whole season.
Yeah.
But because he did,
right,
Argyle is now in our presence, and because of Argyle, like I'm here for Argyle being okay.
I think Jonathan going through that with without Argyle just would have been depressing as hell. So I think that's why it was funnier with the stoner friend, you know.
It was definitely better because Argyle was there. That's for sure. Yeah. I just would have rather given Jonathan a different script. But that being said, okay, so Argyle is here on, we're going to say maybe C tier. I'd argue he's above Barb.
Oh, do we stack them up then in the C tier?
Oh yeah, they've got to be in order.
Okay, this is intense, guys. Okay. You
want to put him behind Barb for now?
Yeah, just put him.
See what it looks like at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Collie?
Ugh. God, Collie.
The audible ugh.
Oh,
I'm just going to type her into F tier.
Yeah, just put her down there. Yeah.
I will. This is what I'll say about Collie. I think Collie's character in season 2, the episode that nobody liked, was actually more enjoyable to watch than this version that we got in the Bring Back in season 5. I love the idea that they are showing, hey, the other kids also had abilities. But why did we only then see Collie? Why didn't we see any of these other people?
Right.
Like, so it's not even necessarily Collie's fault, but it is Collie's fault amongst all of the options that could have been on the table that just weren't.
It just felt the whole last season with her. It's like, girl, what are you even doing here? Leave us. But if she helped save Elle, I mean, that's her only forgiving moment, obviously. But I still don't like her. So
okay, I'm with you here. We'll just put her right here at the bottom for now.
Yeah.
Dr. K. I'll go first here. I don't mind sticking her right in as this top D tier person.
Okay, that's what I agree with that.
I think Dr. K is a worse version of Papa.
Yeah.
And not worse like was a meaner character. No, she's just not as good.
Yeah.
Papa brought some credibility to the table. Dr. K never really grasped on like that. And I feel like when you bring in a character that's supposed to have that gravitas in the final season, it's a mistake.
Yeah, like Linda Hamilton. I mean, this is a huge.
She was yes.
It just in the industry alone, like for it, I don't know. So to bring her in and then to not have her kind of blow our socks off, it's kind of it's a missed opportunity. They could have done something different with her, but
loved the casting. Just don't feel like the character lived up to what it was supposed to be.
No, I agree. Yeah, and plus just how the whole storyline did not wrap up. It was just disappointing. So, yeah.
Now we've got Bob Newby. What do you think
Okay.
about Bob?
Bob is up there for me. I loved Bob. I'd put him in A. I think Bob
above Holly.
No.
That's what I'm looking at. I don't think Bob is above Holly.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, so Bob in B tier after Holly. Yeah.
Okay. And we may shuffle some of these things around, but we'll put him there for the moment. Mr. Clark, where do you have Mr. Clark?
I'm
willing to throw him into C.
Yeah, because he had totally the potential to be in a higher tier, but he just wasn't in it enough. Yeah, I would say, but I would put him above Argyle though.
Above Argyle?
Yeah,
you want to put him above Barb?
Yeah. Poor
I
Barb.
think so.
I think so. No, I think you're right, Mr. Okay,
I think
so
this
Mr. Clark,
this at least looks better. Mr. Clark, then Barb, then
Barb.
Argyle.
Okay. Yep. Agreed.
All right. How about Dr. Owens, who you hated right out of the gate?
I know, but he actually ended up being really great, especially in I think he's in the. I think he's actually a notch above Bob. I think he's in between Holly and Bob. That's where I'd put him, in B tier.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Billy.
Okay. I think he's in A tier.
I was going to argue that Billy may actually be an S tier character.
Yeah.
I mean, Billy was elite. Like,
oh, okay.
He's not Eddie. I'm not going to put him above Eddie, but Billy was great.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that. Billy was great.
Billy was I mean, he was so, I mean, you hated him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody liked Billy. And then like he did kind of come around at the end there, but still some people still have a hard time with Billy, and I understand why, and I totally get it. But that to me shows how much people were invested in that character.
Absolutely.
And I mean, not only did Billy bother you through season 2, but then he became like a main focus in season 3. Mm-hmm. And then he was even still relevant in season 4 a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Billy. Like, I don't think Billy is ahead of Eddie, but they're close.
The sauna test episode, I mean, wow. And that finale in the mall, oh my God. He played such a great, terrifying character that you also were rooting for. So I don't know. Like that guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he was even back in season 4, like as part of Max's memories, like trying to keep her in there as Vecna as Billy, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just going to, Ted Wheeler is our next person. I'm just going to go ahead and put him right at the bottom of the list. Like
Ted Wheeler.
I really included him on here because he's got at least 8 episodes, and I just wanted one more time to put him in the F tier.
I appreciate he actually did bring interesting value to the show because we loved hating on Ted though. I feel like I don't know, I might put Ted in D, but I'm fine with F too. Like I feel like he's because I feel like he did serve a purpose of being completely useless. I mean, wow, Ted, wow. But
I mean, he did, and I do like that in his final line, he got to say language while Dustin was swearing at the graduation.
That's
like,
for Ted.
Yeah. And last we've got Karen.
Oh, okay.
Karen has to be at least A tier.
Oh, at least. Karen, I mean, she had such a redemption arc. Wow, that final season with Karen. Yeah.
Early on, it was a lot of like, where are your parents? Why is she not doing anything? Like, she doesn't even know where they are. But even throughout all of those moments, Karen always felt like the one who kind of knew, like, hey, something's up here.
Oh, yeah.
And so they
loved
always
Karen.
painted her in that picture. And then to have her come out at the very end and like blow up Demogorgons.
Oh,
it's pretty crazy.
That scene in the washroom. Wow. I mean, blowing up that dryer so the kids could escape. That was incredible. And the kitchen scene. It just I would argue with S tier. I think we should put her, I don't know.
You want to put her in S tier?
Okay.
No.
All right.
Listen,
A tier.
it's not Eddie, Billy, and then Karen Wheeler. It's just not.
Okay. No, you're right. After Papa and A tier. Okay. Yeah. Because we had Papa and A tier. Yeah. Putting her before Papa's does also seem weird. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's walk this down here. S tier, that's our last character that we're putting on these. These are all of our side characters that have been in at least 8 episodes. S tier, we go Eddie and then Billy. No problems here. A tier, we go Papa and then Karen. Do you want to move Holly at all?
No, I think Holly's good in B. What do you think? If you
I'm
feel
okay
strongly
with that.
about, yeah.
I think there's an argument to be made that she could be the bottom of the A tier, but I'm okay with her being the top
No,
of the
you're
B tier.
right. With Dr. Owens and Bob, that does feel wrong. Yeah, let's put her after Karen in the A tier. I think I like that.
I think as a character, she just did more in her time than Dr. Owens and Bob did with their time.
You could even convince me that she was above Karen's character, actually, but I'm
I think, I mean, if I
Karen
can do
was
that,
in it
then
for longer.
I would do that if I can. Like, Holly is better than Karen.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking here. Oh my god, I just almost
So we go
mistake.
Eddie and then Billy.
Yeah,
And then in A tier, we're gonna go Papa, Holly, Karen.
that makes sense. Yes. Yeah.
I like that. Then in B tier, Dr. Owens and then Bob.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm good with that. C tier, Mr. Clark, Barb, Argyle. Thoughts?
I
did the same thing.
For Barb, right?
Yes, I think so. For
Sorry,
sure.
Girl. Love you, Barb. But yeah.
And then in D tier, we've just got Dr. K by herself. I'm willing to move Vicky up. I don't think Vicky belongs in the group that she's in.
Okay. All right. Put her.
But
put her
I'll
after
still
Dr.
keep her
K.
behind Dr. K.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So that way our D tier is now Dr. K and then Vicky. And our F tier, do we like the order here?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
So the F tier ends up being Collie and then Ted Wheeler, the bottom of the bottom, which is so right.
Yeah, this feels satisfying.
I'm happy with this list.
Me too.
All right, we'll screenshot this and send
right.
it out there somewhere as part of a YouTube short if it looks good. I don't know, but nevertheless,
Might be a little janky. Yeah.
it might be a little weird as YouTube short. Maybe we'll find a fancier way to put it as a graphic instead
Eric,
of
you
just
might
a
have to dress
spreadsheet.
this up. Yeah.
We'll make it look fancy.
Okay, so now we have our final section for today's episode where we're going to run through some IMDb rankings.
Yes, we have our IMDb section at the end of every single podcast where we talk about our ratings versus your ratings and our favorite and least favorite characters, but we don't have an episode to talk about today, so we've kind of broken this up into the two. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a review here of our favorite and least favorite characters over the course of the entire series. In our next episode, we will do something similar with our episode rankings that we did.
Okay.
So here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this table that I've put together here, and it's got all of our favorites and leasts. And what stands out to me is that I have, well, other than your crazy number that you've got there,
I know, that's what I laughed at.
I have picked 11 as my favorite character 6 times, more than anybody else, one more than Dustin, who got it 5 times, and twice more than Max and Steve, who each got it 4 times. And if you told me that I was going to pick 11 as my favorite character that many times, I would think you're crazy. I just don't think 11 is my favorite character that often. But I think what happens, like when we go to tier list them, I don't think 11 will be my top person. That being said, in episodes where she was the best, I think she was just clearly the best. And like my favorite characters may have not been the best that day, but been second or third a lot.
Yeah, and what stands out to me about my rankings is that I'm kind of like evenly spread throughout a lot of characters, but then I have other as significantly my favorite and least favorite. So there were a lot of episodes where I just picked like a miscellaneous character to one of the side characters.
Let's be clear. We picked all... We have it broken down for all of the main characters, which is Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Will, 11 Max, Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, Robin, Joyce, Hopper, Erica, Murray, and Karen Wheeler. And then there's other.
Yes.
And your number one character was other.
And my number one least favorite by far. Like, I picked other 15 times as my least favorite character. So it's a lot. That's so.
Well, I'm just looking right through.
Well, because like Papa
in season
isn't on
1,
here.
you had Wani, Papa, O'Bannon, Troy, Tommy, Agent Connie Frazier. These were all in season 1.
Who the hell
1,
was
2,
O'Bannon?
3, 4. O'Bannon, I think, was Steve's like buddy.
Oh.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, Tommy was Steve's buddy.
Oh,
O'Bannon must have been like, I think he was
my God.
Was he like the guy with the car at one point? That was a terrible description. The guy with the car.
The guy with the car.
But like there was anyway. But my point here is in season 1, Wani, Papa, O'Bannon, Troy, Tommy, and Connie Frazier. That's 6. And Ted, by the way, 7. The only character that you picked as your least favorite character in season 1 from the main character list was Lucas.
Okay.
So if you factor that in, the rest of the time you picked like more main characters.
O'Bannon was the state trooper who,
the guy with the car.
He covered up the discovery of Will Byers' body. That's what I'm like.
There you go.
So I was not a fan of that moment. That was horrible. Yes, that's right. I do remember this now. Interesting that I selected him. So yes, but
I think you got back into a groove after that of picking more main characters.
Yeah.
But among your other least favorite characters that were not on the list are, Kali and Larry, the mayor, Karen. Nope, sorry, not Karen. Angela. That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
Yuri, Jason. Vecna. So yeah, like it's understandable. These were a lot of not liked characters for some points.
Yeah. But
you had 15 not likes. I had 9, so I had a whole bunch too. I will say what I thought was interesting, other than the 9 random people that I picked, I had Hopper as my least favorite 6 times.
Yeah.
And as my favorite, once. And I feel like I remember early on saying, oh, well, I won't pick Hopper as my favorite this time because I know I'm going to pick him a bunch of times. And that just didn't happen.
I know. Yeah, I feel the same. I remember us talking about that. And I picked Hopper as my favorite twice and least favorite 4 times. And I had another choice at 4. I had Nancy also 4 times least favorite, 3 times as my favorite. But she and Hopper were neck and neck as my, other than my other category, they were both my least favorite from this main character list here, the most. And I don't really have anyone. And my favorite, yes, I have 11 that stood out. I picked her 4 times as my favorite character. But other than that, I also have several: Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Max,
really spread.
Nancy, and Steve. All I had 3 times as my favorite. And then I had a bunch as my favorite twice. So it's like I was really kind of spread evenly throughout. I kind of no one really stood out so much. Although when we talk about who we really did like the most, I'm surprised I didn't pick Steve more. I love Steve's character.
I think I was thinking about this halfway through, going, I know Steve is one of my favorite characters in this, and yet I don't seem to be picking him. And I think the thing is, there was never a single episode that I felt like he jumped out at, but he was always like in the running to be my favorite character. And that means that if I had said, who are my top 3, he'd probably have 10 to 12 of my top 3, which is quite a few. As it is, he had 4, but he also had 4 dislikes because he had some rougher episodes. You disliked him never.
Oh,
he was never your least favorite character.
He was never my least. Oh, and you did 4 as your favorite and 4 for your least favorite. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think there was one of those 2 where it was more like, Steve, I'm disappointed in you. Steve, you should have been better than that. And he wasn't. I forget what episode that was, but I remember that being a thing. I will say that I thought it was interesting that Jonathan, to me, is almost equal to Hopper. Hopper had 1 6 least, or 1 favorite, 6 least. Jonathan had 2 favorites, 5 least favorites.
Yeah. I and also what stands out in my rankings is I never picked the following people as my least favorite character. 11, Steve, as we were just talking about, but also Robin and Murray, which I can stand by that. Like, none of those characters really had a moment where I was like, just like I couldn't have picked someone else as opposed to them as my least in an episode. And Erica I never picked as a favorite. She's the only one with a goose egg for my favorite category. I never picked Erica, but I liked her. But
Erica got a favorite from me, but never was least. Karen got a favorite from me, never a least. Murray got a favorite from me, never a least. Those are the only 3 that never got least favorite. Everybody got at least 1 favorite from me in this list. And I apparently picked 3 other people. And if I go back real quick, can I figure out who those 3 other people were? There. One is Bob. No, Bob is twice.
Oh.
And who would be the other
twice.
one? Eddie.
Okay.
Bob is twice and Eddie is once.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, this table here, like, they had to have been in a certain amount of episodes to justify being even on the table. Otherwise, it's all of these other characters that we've just talked about, too, that we tier ranked. Any of them, really, aside from Karen, were eligible. And where did I pick Karen Wheeler? I feel like I picked her in that episode that she had that conversation. Where she was talking to Nancy? Yeah.
I think so, too.
Where is it?
Or was it where she fought off the Demogorgon? Could that have been?
No, my favorite of hers was in season 1, episode 3, Holly Jolly. And I think it's because, you kind of got the vibe that Karen was actually starting to track some of this stuff. I think
Yes.
Holly Jolly is the one where Holly, a much younger, different actor, Holly, followed the Christmas lights.
Yes, in Will's room.
And into Will's room. And Karen had a few moments in that one, I think I remember. Not obviously as big as her final moments, but still.
Where she came over to talk to Joyce and they were in the kitchen together. And yeah, that was a good scene. Yeah, that was a great scene. I also liked her in the episode, where she was talking to Nancy in the kitchen as well. They had that great moment where Nancy was trying to figure out the direction of her life and making the right choice at the paper and all that stuff. Yeah.
That one I think she was in mix for me, but did not she did not get the favor from me there. That must have been
I think that was
sauna test.
Oh yeah.
That would be the sauna test episode. She got that from you. I actually gave it to Erica in that one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Thank you so much for following us on our social medias out there, our Instagram and our YouTube account, all the other social media that we're also out there on. We really appreciate it. You can subscribe, follow, like, repost. Keep it up. We really, again, appreciate all the support that we are seeing there. Also, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating here on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast player you happen to be listening to, including our Patreon, which if you haven't found us there yet, you can find us at We Run on Reruns. For Amanda, this is Eric. Enjoy watching Friends for this next week's Friends episode and getting ready for our final Stranger Things finale next week. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See you later, guys.